Are you guys ready for what will likely be my worst makeup rehab update to date? And that is simply because I like barely have any makeup empties. And another reason it's gonna be the worst is I just put on the Fenty Beauty Heat Gloss Bomb, like trying to use it, and my lips hurt. Do I need a high noon? I mean, it's just me hanging out with me today, lounging by the pool. Cheers. I'm not super excited for today's video. I am excited for today's video because I'm excited to share some of the PR that I've gotten with you guys. I have no idea. Like, I remember when Glossier like sent me the first email asking if I wanted to try the new range of like liquid bronzers, and I was like, how in the absolute heck did they even like get my, like, see me, find me, let alone like want to share that launch? And now little like packages from them will literally just show up. And I remember like seeing their like summer kit like teas, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. Was not thinking at all to myself like maybe I would get that, and I did. And then I got all 6 of the Lawless blushes as well. And I remember like I remember my daughter and I think we were at the pool, either that or we were out scootering, and we come in, and like sometimes at my apartment complex, the mail people, like whoever delivers the packages, leave stuff just like by the mailboxes, like not in the mailboxes, not in the mailroom. And I remember walking by and seeing a box that said Lawless, and I was like, that couldn't be for me, would it? And I like looked at the name, and I like looked at my daughter, and I was like, Zoe, one of my favorite brands sent me a package, and she was like, Mom, really? Like, we're excited about makeup again? And I was like, no, like, you literally don't understand. And then I opened it, and I was literally screaming and dancing. And then she like jumped around and screamed and danced with me, and then we listened to some Taylor Swift. Oh, and I got sent a pack. I'm super excited to share my PR with you guys, not in like a braggy way, but like, I think sometimes like PR can be viewed so negatively, but for us as creators, like to be recognized at times is like just so exciting. So I do want to say a thank you, because without you guys, like I literally, sometimes still the fact that I like get a single PR package just still like shocks and overwhelms me. So thank you guys so much for all of your support on my channel, and I'm super excited to share today's update with you. I probably haven't even said yet, but it's my makeup rehab update for it. We're gonna recap the month of June. Not my best month by any means. Not my best month. A lot came in, not a lot went out. So if you're interested in my update, stay tuned. As always, I will leave timestamps in case you personally are not interested in the PR, but I will leave timestamps. If you're interested, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content, palette themed content, or just chit-chatting about makeup, if you too like pineapple high noons or iced tea, water, Celsius, Alani, I would love you to consider subscribing before moving on. But other than that, let's get into the video. All right, you guys, if you have no idea what a makeup rehab is, for me, it started out as a beauty budget challenge to myself. This year, I kind of decided it's just like my time every month to share with you what came into my collection versus what came out. And I track, in terms of like a beauty bank, what comes in versus what goes out. And I started my year with like my beauty bank, like I had 0 in my beauty bank. And so for every makeup product that I purchase and bring in, that counts as 1 credit against my beauty bank. But for every makeup empty that I empty out and use up, that counts as like I get to take away, right? No, oh my gosh, when I add a product in, it takes away from my beauty bank. When I empty a product out, we plus something. Math. I just filmed a recap of all of my makeup empties so far for 2024, but I think that video will be going up after this. I am not on track to hit 100 makeup empties for the year, and that is really unlike me. I only have, as you'll see, after today, 36 makeup empties for the year. So I'm kind of like, girl, we gotta get it together. Although I do feel like I'm cycling through my makeup collection in a way that I haven't in years past, and I just feel very like happy with my makeup use. So there's something to be said about that. Now I do split this up into 5 separate sections now. So we have PR, we have palettes that I brought in because I do not count eyeshadow palettes against my beauty bank. Reason being, I love sharing eyeshadow palette content, and I felt like if I had a restriction on palettes, it just wouldn't make this fun. Then I share other beauty with you guys. So if I brought any like fragrance, body care, hair care in, which I actually haven't this month, so I have nothing to share in this category, but I would share that then. I share with you all of my makeup purchases, and we end with my makeup empties. So that being said, we can start with PR. And as I said, I got an overwhelming amount of PR this month. So starting with Finery, which is a fragrance brand that is available at Target. I honestly like couldn't believe, like, when a brand that you're like interested in also reaches, like, it's just so exciting. So Finery reached out and asked if they could send me over a couple of scents. I was not expecting to get 5. And many of them are like from their new range. They recently launched 6 or 8 new fragrances. I only ended up purchasing 1 from that line. Magnetic Candy is like a favorite fragrance of theirs, and I don't have everything sitting right in front of me. So I'm not exactly sure which fragrance is like inspired by which, but I have the Finery Flower Bed fragrance. I also have the Madame fragrance, which I try to keep this video as short and sweet as possible because it always ends up being at least like 25 to 30 minutes long. So I'm not going to necessarily share my reviews in this video unless it's like super, sometimes I can't help myself. But keep an eye out for speed reviews if you're wanting to hear more. And if there's any specific products you have questions on, always leave a comment and I will try to get back to you. Then I also have the Midnight Cafe fragrance and the Born to Impress. And then I actually have personally not tried any of their body mists, but they sent over I'm a Musk. I'm like, okay, I want to put a little bit of this on, even though I've already put on a bit of coconut fragrance today. Oh, I really like the scent of this one. I've actually used, it doesn't actually look good. I've used this like, doesn't actually look like this, but I've used this like 4 or 5 times. I'm a really big fan of this, although I will say it's not like the most long lasting. The body mists come in a larger like plastic bottle, but the actual like perfumes come in really nice glass bottles. I'm a huge fan of the Finery brand. I think I owned 4 of these before they sent these over. So like I said, it's always like exciting when it's a brand that you're interested in. So they sent those over. All right, then I was also really surprised to get an email from, I don't know if it's Molly's or Maylee's, but they are a brand that is now available at Ulta, and they are the brand that has like the lotions or like the firming creams. So they told me to pick out 3 products, and I will say I'm already such a big fan of the Get Dreamy Overnight Toning Body Whip. Not necessarily because I'm like sitting here being like, oh my gosh, this has given me the most snatched, firm, toned body. Like, girl, we gotta stop drinking high noons and eating mac and cheese and pizza if we want that to happen. But, oh, this just smells so good. And I feel like there's like a very distinct childhood scent memory tied to this, which could be part of the reason that I love it so much. I am also someone who's talked a lot about how I love to have a very specific nighttime routine, and I basically have been putting this on every single night since receiving this. So now I like tie this scent with my nighttime routine, which also is really helpful, and I'm just I love this, and I will continue to purchase this when I finish that. But then I also picked out the Booty Enhancing Mask as well as the Be Bouncy Boob Enhancing Gel. First of all, this I've only used once. I'm really bad at like remembering to use products like this. I've been using this a little bit. I don't know, you know, I went for a walk this morning without a bra. Not because I necessarily felt like I was a little bit more, but just because I didn't really care, and it was 5:30 in the morning. So I'll let you guys know. More to come on this, but really excited to get to test some products out, and thank you to Maylee's or Mally's for sending those over. All right, moving on to Glossier. They actually ended up sending 2 packages over, and again, I literally, like, I got that first email from them, and then I like never expect anything, but they've sent me like every new release, and I'm like, I feel so grateful. But they sent over, they just came out with lip liners. I believe they came out with 8 of them. I actually set the other 4 aside for a giveaway, and I kept 4 of them. It was they either came out with 4 or 6. I will say I have used Flush a couple of times. It's this really beautiful brown shade. I am obsessed. And I actually do feel like these are really creamy but have a really good wear time to them. And then I also used the shade Buff, which is a really beautiful kind of like beigey nude. I also kept Grays, which is kind of like a peachy nude, and then Bit, which is kind of like a mauvey pink. So again, more to come on those. Thank you so much to Glossier for sending those over. I'm getting into lip liner this year, so I was really excited about it. And I've used Flush a couple of times, and like I said, really like that shade. And then I absolutely was like, again, don't ever expect anything, but really wasn't expecting this, because I was like, okay, it's like a summer launch, like it's like extra special. But then I came home to this cute little summer package they came out with. I'm looking at the little, so it's summer capsule collection, and in the capsule collection there is a comb, which I'm like, okay, I could always use a comb. Like, we got a lot of hair going on here and it gets very tangled, so I was very excited about this. And it's like this cute like 70s style retro, with which I've said many times, like I love a groovy 70s vibe. Look at the cute pouch that it came with, that I also feel like could double for like a cute sunglass holder. Like, this I love. And then it came with this really cute claw clip as well, which actually feels like extremely sturdy. You know, like some claw clips, if you're a thick haired girly, you know, like some claw clips, they're not gripping enough. Like, you're putting too much in there and there's not enough to hold it. We're talking claw clips here. But this is like a nice firm hold, nice and firm. That's where we're going with that. And then they came out with there's two, oh my gosh, what are these called? Nourishing Shine Color in Apricot and Deco. Okay, I put Apricot on the other day, and why was I so obsessed with this? There it is, swatched right there. It's just like a glossy lip, or not glossy lip gloss, like a glossy lipstick. Kind of like is it Ravi or Ravi Beauty, or what else? Oh my gosh. Or like the Fenty Beauty Slip Shines. This was so pretty on the lips though. I loved the finish that I had to wear it the next day. So I'm really excited about these as well. Love the orange packaging, and just thank you again to Glossier for sending these products over to me. All right, then the final PR that came into my life, again, I said Lawless had sent over their 6 blushes. I actually ended up giving one to my mom and one to my sister, so I only kept 4 for myself, which still feels excessive, but I have literally used these every single day since I've gotten these, except for yesterday and the day before. Sorry, yesterday and today. So my current favorite shade is Starburst, which is the kind of like peachy coral shade. It's so pretty, but I also absolutely love, which one is it? Angel, I think? Yes, Angel. Oh my gosh, for like a nude neutral blush of pink. This is so pretty. I will also say I was a little bit intimidated by the shade Gumdrops, but I wore this to work one day and just loved the way that this looked on the cheeks. It just has this kind of like pinched glowy flush finish, and I think it is so pretty. The only shade that I have only used in my like swatch clips, which I do have a YouTube shorts as well as an Instagram reel, is the shade Valentine. I need to like use this, but I also just feel like the moment hasn't presented itself yet. But these are absolutely beautiful. I like, if I were to lose Angel or Gumdrop, sorry, not Gumdrop, Starburst or Gumdrop, I would repurchase both, because I love it. It's not going to be like your most pigmented cream blush formula, but for like a beginner too, I will say actually the brighter shades are pretty pigmented, but also just they will still blend out. Like, it's very beginner friendly and just gives, again, this beautiful like pinched flush to the cheek that has a bit of a glow to it, like a healthy skin, like juicy cheek glow. Love. I'm honestly still in shock that I received the whole range of blushes, but thank you so much again to Lawless for sending those over. It was like, you guys know Lawless is one of my absolute favorite brands, even though like it's really their Lawless Forget the Filler that's like my favorite product that I can't shut up about. And some of the products in their range I really don't like. I don't feel like they have the best eyeshadows, but to receive anything from Lawless just feels like a dream come true. So thank you so much to Lawless and to all the brands that sent me PR this month. Again, it's a bit overwhelming. I'm so grateful. And again, thank you to you guys for giving me the opportunity to receive PR. Like, it honestly means so much. All right, that brings us to the palette portion of today's video, and I have 3 palettes that I brought into my collection this past month. So up first, I was so excited about this launch from Diverin Cosmetics. This is the Dewdrops palette, and how freaking adorable is this little 6-pan palette of all special shades. If there's one thing I love about Diverin Cosmetics, it is their special shades. They are so punchy and impactful on the eyes. They're so shifty. There is something so special about their special shades. And then we get this cute little palette called the Dewdrop palette, and I am just absolutely in love. The shade Drip is this really beautiful yellow, but it's so punchy and metallic. I'm wondering, I don't have the exact like shade or like finish type of all of these. I'm wondering if this is a holographic shade, because it kind of gives holographic, but I have used every single shade in this palette except for the pink here, and then this shade right here, which is kind of like a silver. I love this so much. I absolutely love this. Diverin Cosmetics, I have all 3 of their palettes thus far, and I have no regrets. I would love to become an affiliate with Diverin. All right, then I'm annoyed at myself that I didn't just pick, well, who cares, because I have it now. But I was gonna say, why didn't I pick this up on launch day? I don't know. But this is the Unzi Rain Cosmic Dreamer. I believe this is the, like, they re-released this palette. First of all, like, the packaging, I'm always just like, I just love to like look at it. Oh my gosh, if you guys are like a rave girly who listens to, is it Rez, what, like, I've had to retire from the rave scene for about a decade now, but Rez, this is giving like you're at a festival, you're wearing those kaleidoscope goggles, and you're just vibing. That is what this is giving on the outside. And then on the inside, I'm speechless. I'm in love. I did a look, like a kind of similar look to this, but not like a pink and orange look with this palette that I loved so much. I actually think I also used one shade out of this in that look. I can't exactly remember, but oh my gosh, Unzi Rain's special shades also. So many like different tones, textures, and finishes amongst their different special shades, but like they do special right, and they also do their mattes right. I'm so excited about these 2 rows for the fall time. Like, I'm thinking of hopefully going up north before the leaves change this year. I went past the season last year and I was so disappointed in myself, but just like something like grungy and like Lutz in Minnesota fall like. And then we have this fun row for the winter. Like, it's like we have every season in this palette, and I am just a huge fan of, I'm a huge fan of every single Unzi Rain palette I've tried. I haven't used every single shade in this palette to say what my final review is, but everything I've tried thus far, I'm a huge fan of. And then I did also purchase the Natasha Denona Midi Golden palette. I feel like I said sometime this year, like, Natasha Denona, you should just make a midi like gold palette. Like, your large gold is gone, like, let's get a midi. And now we have this. Now I will say I do wish we had like the 2 greeny shades somewhere mixed throughout. And a lot of you might look at this palette and think to yourself, like, this is the most boring looking palette I ever did see. And honestly, like, yes, but like some days we want boring and basic, but in the best way. And I just think this palette is so beautiful. I've only used this once, but I'm so freaking excited to continue to play with this. And I feel like this is the absolute perfect everyday palette for me personally. All right, you guys, so that brings us to the purchase portion of today's video. And why do I always feel like April happens and the Sephora VIB sale happens, then I'm like, oh, like, I'm still gonna treat myself in May for my birthday, but I'm gonna be good like June through the rest of the summer. But then inevitably I always purchase a lot in June, I feel like, as well. We're doing the same old this year. I think I have 9 things that I purchased this month, and in my mind I'm like, I haven't purchased makeup in so long. I will say these 4 products, which I'll share, I literally purchased 2 days ago, and these 4 products alone cost me less than $30, so that could be a part of it. But I'm like, girl, I swear I didn't buy any makeup this month. but I did. So let's get into what I actually purchased. I did purchase one of the Kosas blushes when they released. Do you guys remember when we got teased these Kosas blushes? I feel like January of 2023. Like, do you remember that? I ended up going with the shade Dreamland. I will say there was not a lot of like swatches online, and I feel like the actual online swatches at like the online retailers gave me no insight as to like what I was buying. I feel like I should have gone in store to swatch. I'm not disappointed in Dreamland, but I'm just like, oh yeah, actually I'm like, okay, no, I think I've only used it once or twice, so that's why I'm like, but now I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, that looks right up my alley for what I'd be looking for. I wanted something more like nude neutral, just because that's what I feel like I've been leaning towards or really liking these days. The one time that I did use this, I was happy with it. Like, I felt like it gave a beautiful like glow to the cheek, but it just wasn't super pigmented, which I personally am okay with. And I think depending on what shades you pick up, there's some that are more pigmented and some that are not as pigmented, and I don't think Dreamland is one of the very pigmented shades. So I have this, and then we all knew I was gonna do it, right? Like, we knew I was gonna purchase the NARS face palette. I also feel like they have some other like some things in their summer line, some like eyeshadow quads or duos that I'm like, do I need those? Possibly. But I ended up purchasing the Laguna Ultimate Face Palette, and this one is in light. They have a light and a dark. So you get 4 eyeshadow shades and 2 like brown, like a bronzer slash contour, although both of these in my opinion look like more contour shades, and then a highlight. I will say I was really excited for this when I saw it online, and in person I'm like, I definitely feel like I have every single one of these eyeshadow shades in my palettes, and then I'm like, this just looks so stark white, and like these look like contour shades. I'm like, probably did not need this at all. But even more than their eyeshadow palettes, I do get excited for and feel like similar to like my Natasha Denona middies, where I'm in this like kind of like, okay, I do actually collect those specific palettes. I feel like I'm at this point, especially because like every NARS face palette really is limited edition. I feel like I kind of do want to like collect them all. There is one serious declutter regret that I have, and it is it's a NARS face palette I decluttered probably in like 2018, 2019. Why did I do that? I would love that baby in this day and age. I can't even remember what it's called, but I can like see it in my mind. I'm so disappointed in myself. So that's where I'm like, I don't want to declutter this and then have regrets. Although I'm like, girl, you literally have this elsewhere in your collection. All right, I purchased this, yes. More for my daughter than me, but I know I'll use it some, and I purchased it. So it's the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask in Watermelon Pop. I will say, I feel like my daughter and I are now like the Laneige limited edition girly pops that we need to like try every limited edition. She loved the cotton candy. It's like she'll wake up every day and she'll be like, where's my cotton candy lip balm? And she gets so excited to use it. So I was like, oh, Zoe, they're coming out with a watermelon one. She's like, really? I'm so excited for that. But this one doesn't have like the like swirls in it like the cotton candy did. I wish they came out with the like lemonade one like they did last year. Anyway, purchase this for mostly my daughter, but also I will use it. But she loves this stuff. She gets really dry lips and this helps her so much. And I also love the Laneige sleeping mask. Can't complain. It is really cute that it kind of like has watermelon colors, and then it does really smell like a watermelon. So if you like watermelon things, highly recommend. Oh, when I purchased this, I was like, oh, naturally I definitely need the Fenty lip oil. This is in the shade Frosted Buns. First of all, I felt like this shade was just giving like bronzed summer glow. It's giving me like Dior Giorgio Armani like print ad, like the guy and the girl, she's wearing like a white swimsuit, they're on a beach and it's like so sexual. I was like, if I put this lip oil on, I'm definitely going to like be getting lucky by a rock by the ocean. That's like my dream right now, right? I guess. What? Anyway, I really like this. It's a really nice, comfortable lip oil formula. It definitely has like a bronzed, pinky sort of shimmer to it. And I definitely need to go to Pier 500 in Hudson and drink their like, oh, they have a great lemon drop martini where you're like looking out at, is it? It's not the Hudson River. What is the river? St. Croix, the St. Croix River. That is where we need to go Minnesota girlies, you know where it's at, or Stillwater, Brick and Bourbon. To find someone to bring me to the ocean to bang by a rock. Why am I saying these things on the internet? All right, and then before I get into my e.l.f. things, I clearly was so excited for this that I've left it in its packaging. But I did want to try the new Patrick Ta Major Glow Cream Powder Light Reflecting. I feel like I don't know that I've heard really anything about these other than I feel like I saw someone's like YouTube thumbnail being like, this is such a waste of money. So I've been like putting off trying it because I'm like, oh, what if I think it's a waste of money? This is like this is like 3 cocktails in Hudson. 2 at least. 2 cocktails and a plate of spaghetti. I did go with the shade Baby. Okay, not gonna lie, this pink looks so pretty. Okay, let's swatcheroo. Okay, while the actual like glossy portion of the highlight is just looking like a sticky gloss, like completely clear, like even less highlighty than like the Westman Atelier highlight, but just oh, maybe that's drying down though. Oh, okay, that's like drying down. Unlike the Westman Atelier, like I would be out banging by the rock with the wind getting stuck in my hair, but if I'm wearing this by the rock, well, my hair would hopefully be getting pulled. We're going too far with this joke. Okay, anyway, Hannah, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Shayla, don't tell her if you're watching. Okay, oh. Now I'm like swatching this. I'm like, is there overspray on this though? That is not giving much. Hopefully whoever's giving it the rock is giving more than this. Although, is that like a really beautiful, just like really light pink? Maybe. But there's definitely like some actual, like, it looks like glitter particles running throughout. Okay, more to come on this highlight. This, I feel like this would go one of 2 ways. Like this could either be really great or really not great. So we'll see what happens when we get on the actual cheeks. And then the final 4 products, like I said, I picked up yesterday. I saw that the e.l.f. lip liners were now on Ulta, and I did tell myself, I gave myself a 3 lip liner. Like I can only purchase 3 lip liners this year. Yes, I brought in 4 from Glossier, but like this is an actual purchase. I saw these were available and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick this up. And then I also saw that the lash extender is now available, which I know I'm on a mascara no buy, but I've heard Kelly Gooch say really, really good things about this mascara, and I think it was like $5-ish, maybe a few more. So I was like, I'm gonna try this. And then I was like, okay, Jelly Pop is available again. It was available at the beginning of the year. I didn't purchase it, and then I went away for a while and I was really sad because I didn't purchase it. So I was like, you know what, while it's available, I'm gonna purchase the e.l.f. Jelly Pop. I really like this primer. It is extremely sticky, extremely gripping, but also has a beautiful glow to it. So I purchased that. And then I also purchased, there's just a bunch of e.l.f. new releases, and normally I'm not like a drugstore girly, but sometimes we want to try things. So there was the e.l.f. Sun Boss Gloss with broad spectrum SPF. So a lip gloss with a sunscreen. Oh, that just reminded me, I do have something to share that's other beauty. I'll share that in a minute. With broad spectrum SPF, I feel like my lips get burnt. No matter how hard I try, my lips always get burnt, and it's the most uncomfortable feeling. Like I think I would rather have the tops of my feet burn than my lips. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I can have glossy, juicy lips and still be out in the sun and hopefully they won't burn. Sign me up. So I picked up the shade Blush Much. We'll see how it goes. So those were all of my purchases. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 purchases. I think I forgot to mention, but I did go into this month with -12 in my beauty bank. And also, if you include all the PR products that I brought into my collection this year, I brought in 56 more makeup products than I've used up this year. So the makeup inventory numbers are going to be quite interesting, but honestly I have no regrets. I've been having so much fun with my makeup collection. I haven't really been feeling this feeling of like overwhelmed. Maybe I will after I actually prep my makeup inventory, which I meant to do yesterday and still haven't done. But I do have a couple of other beauty items that I forgot I did want to share with you guys, so I'll be right back to share those. Okay, before we get into my 2 sad and pathetic makeup empties, I do just quickly want to share a vacation haul. Vacation the brand haul that I have. So I tried out in a little deluxe size of, I tried out a little deluxe size of the Vacation Super Spritz SPF 50 face mist. I'm actually gonna put a little bit of this on right now, just as I said. Oh my gosh. Did you guys hear that? I'm gonna take a minute and not breathe it all in. It smells so good. But I absolutely love the Vacation brand. It just literally smells like vacation. But this is really nice because if I have a full face of makeup and just want to like reapply sunscreen, this has got my back. This full size comes with 2.2 fluid ounces and it retails for I think $24, which I didn't think was a horrible price. And it was like buy one get one half off. So I also got the Instant Vacation Browning Lotion. This has SPF 30 and this reminds me of the Vita Liberata Body Blur, which I swear they reformulated, and the reformulated version is absolutely awful. Like, of course they would reformulate to an awful version as my legs get more and more like needing a bit of a blur, in my opinion at least. But this gives you like a tan without like actually being a tan, but then you can just like wash it off. And I personally feel like it offers a bit of a glow, and it has SPF 30, so what more could a girl ask for? I've only used this once, so I really don't have a strong opinion on this, but I did like it the one time that I did use it. And then speaking of burnt, crusty, dusty lips, before I discovered that e.l.f. had an SPF lip gloss, I did purchase two chapsticks from Vacation that have SPF 30 in them. So I have Banana Foster's as well as Pineapple Upside Down Cake. My personal favorite is the banana one. Is it actually though? Maybe it's the pineapple one. Hold on. Oh yeah, mine's the pineapple for lip. Oh no. I was not thinking that I had a bright red lip on. That was not smart. Anyway, the pineapple one is my favorite for the summer just because it mixed with the Vacation, like especially the face mist, that coconutty scent, and the pineapple. Ooh, it's like the perfect tropical scent. All right, that brings us just to our makeup empties, and I think this is the most pathetic month of makeup empties I have ever had. I have two. What happened? Like, I swear I was wearing makeup in June, but we just didn't empty anything out. So I have my Tula Filter Primer, Blurring and Moisturizing Primer. I freaking love this. I already own a backup. Tula sent me a backup, but I have already, like, I've gone through two prior to them sending me a backup. So I've loved this so much already in the past that I've repurchased it. And if I finish / when I finish the one that's on backup, would repurchase that as well. I love this because it does have a bit of a tint to it already. So especially days that I just like don't want to wear makeup to the office and I'm just doing like brows and mascara, maybe I'm just running errands, I will go in with my Tula primer. And sometimes I mix it with my Drunk Elephant Debronzy drops if I need to add like even more of like a tan to match my face to my neck. But oftentimes this just works for me and I love that. I think they have 7 or 8 shades in their range now. And then I finished up the little mini size of the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. Don't love this. I feel like it looks like makeup on my skin. It's way too heavy and it just doesn't work for me. This was like the first foundation that I ever purchased when I really got into makeup. And I feel like at that time I had no idea what I even liked in a foundation, but getting to use this again just solidified in my mind that this is just not a foundation that I actually did like, and my preferences are much different than they were when I was first getting into makeup. But that being said, my beauty bank was at -12. We brought in 9 products, which would technically bring it to -21. And then we finished 2 products up. So right now, I have purchased 19 more products than I've emptied out this year, and that is not including PR products that have come in. So if you want more information, if you want product links to any of these products, it'll all be in my description box down below. But that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch and for supporting me as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I would also like to know in the comments, what products did you purchase this month and what products did you use up? Let a girl know. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around. Okay, my camera battery died and rudely cut me off, but other than that, I think that's where we're at. Other than that, thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.